Welcome back once again to the channel. Today's tutorial, we are going to be working on a pastries flyer design. This is an artwork for a business that deals in the sale of pastries, cakes, and other products that are related in that field. So the very first thing we need to do is to import in our design resources. We can use a shortcut Ctrl I in importing our design resources, or use this very icon here which says import. Now when you click on that, it takes you to your storage where you have your design resources which you are going to be using for the design within. So I have mine in this folder. Click on that, highlight all, and click on import. Now all these resources, there is a link in the description which if you want to access them, you can just click on that link to download them and use them for practicals. Okay, as you follow through, you download them and try to work on the same design to see how best you can understand the design concepts and thoughts pertaining to this design. So the very first thing we are going to do is to create a background for our design. So you use the rectangle tool right here. You click on this, double click and drag to create this sketchy rectangle. Now we need to specify the dimension. This is an A4 size design work. So you go to the dimension specifying space right here. So a 210 by 297 millimeters is the page dimension of an A4 size. Now, every time you create an object, by default, it has an outline. This is because of the settings of the program, okay, which you can modify. So we need to take off the outline unless we have a reason not to. So you click on this drop down arrow and choose none. Okay, click on it and choose none. This way your outline is no longer visible on the object. Now the very next thing we are going to do is to apply this very color. This color called, okay, this is a faded pink actually. I was waiting for the name to appear. So with this color applied, we are going to create a shape right here where we can have two images placed within. Okay, so we use the rectangle tool once again. Now, if you are new to CorelDraw designing software, there is a video on how CorelDraw works for beginners, okay? An hour video on how the software works, explaining into detail everything that you need to know about CorelDraw as a beginner. And so I'll encourage you to watch that video where I stated that per designing, most often the two rectangle is highly used, okay, it's mostly used per design works. Alright, so with this shape created, I'm going to take this outline, apply this color to it, okay, this looks perfectly fine. Then you click on your shape tool, right click on the object and select convert to curve. Now click on the bottom line right here and select convert to curve once again on the property bar. Now the next thing you need to do is to drag this very knot, okay, you drag it to the very top this way. This looks perfectly fine. Now we are going to create a duplicate of this very same object, okay, so in doing that you can use the shortcut Ctrl D or Ctrl C, Ctrl V, which is copy and paste. Okay, so Ctrl C, Ctrl V should copy and paste. We apply a different color to this so we can actually see the difference between the two. So you move back to your shape tool, click this very knot and drag it to the top. So we just want to create this very shape. We just want to create this very effect. Okay, so we want to have one of the objects. Alright, the very next thing we are going to do is to power click this image and this image into our object, the one on top of this. So you right click on the image, select power clip and click on the object. Now don't worry about that, we are going to be editing it in the power clip. So you right click on this as well and select power clip right into your object. Now to edit the power clip, there are several ways to go about it. You can either right click and select edit power clip, or click on the edit option which has been specified right here. When you click on that, it opens up the power clip. Now if our image is selected, position them by scaling them using the coordinates right here to fit perfectly fine in the object. Position this as well, okay? Position this as well to fit very well in the object. Great. Now when done with that, you simply click on finish. This way you have your images power clipped into the object. Now highlight these two objects, okay? The one with the images within and the one with the deep yellow. Highlight them and select power clip and click on the background, okay? So you noticed after power clipping it into the background, some parts of the image seem not to be showing well, so we need to edit that. Go back to the power clip, open this power clip as well, okay? Scale this down a bit. Great, this looks perfect. Alright, with that being done, the very next thing we are going to do is to create shapes right here to place these images within. So we use the rectangle tool once again, create this shape of this size. Back to the shape tool, you curve the edges of the object you have created. Now give it an outline of 4, okay, and a color of white. Right click on the color white and set to outline color. Alright, great. Then make a duplicate, Ctrl D, and position it right beneath it. Okay. Make another duplicate, Ctrl D, position it right beneath. Highlight all, C on your keyboard to center align them or to vertically align them. Great. Now the very first image we are going to be power clipping into the object is this. So you right click on this, select power clip and click on your object. Right click on this, okay? Select power clip and click on the object. Finally, right click on this, select power clip and click on your object. Now if after power clipping you've noticed they aren't well positioned, all you need to do is to edit the power clip. Alright, open it up, edit. When done, you finish by clicking on the finish option right there. Now with this object created, we are going to be creating another object right around them. Okay, so use the rectangle tool. Take the fill color by clicking on this very box with a red bar within. Give this an outline of 2. Okay, we can increase that to 3. Change the style to dotted forms. Okay, Now scale this as well by using the shape tool. Curve it in by using the shape tool once again for that. Great. Now this time we are going to be applying color of this, to the outline. So you right click on it, set to outline color. Great. Now the very next thing is to position the price tags at the very edges of these images. So you simply create a circle using the ellipse tool, take up the outline, apply this orange color to it, have your text, your price typed, great. Now we need to break these two apart, so Ctrl K to break apart. Scale this down a bit and increase the size of this. Position these two very well to fit. The spacing between the 0 and 5 seems a bit too big. So we simply just need to work on that. Highlight all and change the font to Times New Roman. Great. Now simply highlight the text with the circle, Ctrl D to make a duplicate. Position it at the very edge of the next image. Change this to its price tag. Highlight all once again, Ctrl D to duplicate. The necessary price of this as well. So we need to scale this down so it can fit on the object. Great. Now we need to have another object of this same kind at the very bottom. So we are going to open up the power clip once again, edit. With this selected, Ctrl D, to duplicate. Now we mirror it vertically by clicking on this very mirror option right here. Mirror it vertically this way, and this looks very cool. Click on finish, and here we go. All right, so the color as well needs to be changed. So I'm going to highlight this, hold down shift and select this as well and change the color to this. Great. Now this very image, we are going to be positioning it right here, Ctrl S, Ctrl V to bring that up. Position this image right here, and the name of the business, Delicious Pastries, right? All right, excellent. Now we need to change the font. This time we are going to be using a font called Chella, It's a downloaded font, so if you want to use it in your works, search for it on the net and have it installed on your device. Apply this very color to this, make it look very cool. Position it very well on the design, all right, this seems too close to the object. above. Great. Position this image right here. Then the very next thing is what they sell. So our products include, right? So we need to bring this down. Use the shift key to scale this up, okay? The shift key allows you to adjust the spacing between the text or letters of your text elements, okay? Or whichever word you type. Now this time we are going to be using a font called TWSen. I just love this font so much, guys. It's one of the fonts I've just come to love so much. I just don't know what to do without it. So you go back to the rectangle tool, create this shape, okay? Give this color, take up the outline, back to the shape tool once again, okay? Then click on it the second time to take you to this. Then you simply skew it this way. With this skewed, you hold down Ctrl and press page down to send it behind the text. If you want to send it above the text, Ctrl page up. Okay, so it works for all the other elements on the design. Let's reduce the size of this a bit. Okay, very good. Size of this a bit. Now we need to type the product they sell. So the very first one, color of black. Case for all occasions, right? Great. Then we have pastries, events, snacks, supply. Very good. See, very simple steps. Very simple steps, okay? Very simple steps. All right, great. Now you want to create a shape right here to show repetition, to show similarity among the text, okay? Remember the principles of design lie here as well. So you need to take notice of that. Take off the outline of this. Let's zoom in to better see how well straightened that is. Then you make a duplicate, okay? Position it right here. The reason why we had to go in for this and use it for all these texts is to show that they all have something in common, and that is they are the products that are sold, okay, or the services that are offered. So repetition and all that, contrast, they all come to play whenever you are working on your designs. Very good. So you see, we are almost done, right? So the very next thing is our contact details. So you move to trace bitmap, choose this very option, outline trace line at. You want to take off the shape from the background, okay? The contact icon from the background, you can see the progress right here. When it reaches 100, we will have our icon extracted from the background. Great. So you click on OK, move this to this very side and delete this because we don't need it anymore. The reason why we had to extract is because with the image we had at first, we can't apply color to it. But when you extract the vector file from the background, you are able to apply color to it. Okay, so take note of that. Now Control U to separate the white object from the black. Okay, so you apply a color of this. Type in your text. Right. So contact us now. Okay. With a color of white, you apply to that. Make a duplicate and have your contact typed right there. Great. Position this very well. Remember to always position your text elements very well on the design. Now the final thing we are going to be doing is to create these dotted shapes. Okay, this actually for simply using your text tool. Okay, so it ain't any big deal. You can also use the rectangle or ellipse tool to work on that. Okay, so you give this a color of this. Control D to duplicate and a color of black. Great, guys. Now we've come to the end of our design. And at the end, this is what we've been able to come up with. Very simple steps. Very simple steps. Alright, if you are new to the channel, I'll encourage you to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, such that you don't miss future updates anytime we upload a new video. See you in our next tutorial. Welcome back,